Mark Lawrenson is a football expert, but his nasty comments on women have started the worst controversy ever. Is he really sexist, or just a misunderstood lad? Let's uncover one by one and see if he's worth being called a legend or not. Born on June 2nd, 1957, Mark is a name many of us know well, especially for his incredible time at Liverpool during the 70s and 80s. Growing up, Mark was surrounded by football. His dad, Tom, had been a winger for Preston North End, so it's no surprise that Mark wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. But here's a fun fact. His mum, Teresa, actually hoped he'd become a priest. Quite a different career path, right? Taking about his early career, Mark's football journey started very early. He went to St. Teresa's Catholic Primary School in Penwortham and then moved on to Preston Catholic College, a Jesuit school. At just 17 years old, he joined his hometown club, Preston North End, in 1974, under the management of World Cup winner Bobby Charlton. Mark quickly stood out and was named Preston's Player of the Year for the 1976-77 season. After making 73 league appearances for Preston, Mark made a big move to Brighton and Hove Albion in the summer of 1977, just before the 1977-78 season kicked off. Brighton, then a second division team, paid £100,000 for him, outbidding even first division Liverpool. He made his debut for Brighton on August 20th, 1977, in a 1-1 draw against Southampton and quickly became a key player, making 40 league appearances in his first season. Over the next few years, Mark continued to shine at Brighton, racking up a total of 152 league appearances by the end of the 1980-81 season. But in 1981, financial troubles forced Brighton to sell Mark to raise funds. His solid performances had caught the eye of several top clubs, and it was Liverpool's manager, Bob Paisley, who managed to sign him. And that was the beginning of Mark Lawrenson's legendary time at Liverpool. In the warm summer of 1981, Liverpool made a big splash by signing Mark Lawrenson for a club record fee of £900,000. They brought him in to boost their defence and partner with Alan Hansen, especially after Phil Thompson got injured. Lawrenson even played as a left-back sometimes. He made his debut on August 29, 1981, in a close 1-0 loss to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Just a month later, Lawrenson scored his first goal for Liverpool in a European Cup match against the Finnish team Ulan Palloseura at Anfield. In a huge 7-0 win, he came off the bench in the 64th minute and scored in the 72nd. Ian Rush, another substitute, also scored his first goal for the club in that game. Lawrenson's first full season with Liverpool in 1981-82 was a huge success, winning both the League and the League Cup. They continued this success over the next 2 years, defeating rivals Manchester United and Everton, and even securing their fourth European Cup in 1984. However, tragedy struck just before the 1985 European Cup final when Lawrenson injured his shoulder. Despite this, he played in the final but had to leave early, and Liverpool lost. This match was also marred by the Heysel Stadium disaster. Lawrenson was a key player for Liverpool and instrumental in their 1985-86 season victories in both the League and FA Cup. However, after 1986, he faced competition for his position. An injury in 1988 ended his career at Liverpool after 332 appearances and 18 goals. He also briefly played in the United States before moving into coaching, starting with Oxford United and then Peterborough United. He also played for smaller clubs before retiring in 1993 after winning the league with Chesham United. Now let us talk about his international career. Lawrenson's Irish roots got him noticed by Preston coach Alan Kelly, leading to his call-up to the Republic of Ireland national team. He played his first game at 19 in a friendly against Poland on April 24, 1977. Lawrenson was a flexible player, able to handle different positions well. He scored his first goal for Ireland in a World Cup qualifier against Cyprus on March 26, 1980. One of his most memorable goals was in a 1988 Euro qualifier against Scotland, which helped Ireland qualify for their first major tournament. Sadly, an injury kept him out of Euro 1988. Lawrenson's last game for Ireland was a friendly against Israel on November 10, 1987, where David Kelly scored a hat-trick on his debut. After this, Mark happily retired. But he didn't leave the game behind when he retired. He started writing about football for the Irish Times, covering the 1990 World Cup. Then he tried his hand at TV, analysing matches for different channels. He even tried coaching, but he quickly realised he was better at talking about football than teaching it. He became a regular on BBC TV and radio, talking about matches with his friend and former teammate, Alan Hansen. He was so good at it that he became the main co-commentator for big games. You might have seen him on shows like Football Focus and Match of the Day. Lawrenson also shared his thoughts on the radio and even spent some time in Ireland, talking about Champions League games. He wrote columns for different places, sharing his opinions and predictions about football matches. He even lent his voice to video games like Pro Evolution Soccer. Along the way, Lawrenson had some funny moments, like when he lost a bet and had to shave off his moustache. But through it all, his love for football always shined through. He went from playing the game to talking about it, and he's still a familiar face to football fans everywhere. But it's not always sunshine and rainbows, right? Just when everyone thought he had it all, his sexist remarks ruined everything for him. Now, before I tell you what really happened, subscribe to this channel for more updates and give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you. He got into trouble back in 2014 because of some things he said on TV. Lawrenson, who used to play football for Liverpool and Ireland, was known for being straightforward in his commentary. However, some viewers felt he crossed the line. One problem was his comments about women's football on a show called Football Focus. People thought he wasn't taking it seriously enough and that his remarks were unkind. This upset many viewers, leading to calls for sports commentators to be more respectful and inclusive in their comments. Now, I know a lot of people won't agree with me, but women's football isn't as interesting as ours. Anyway, things got worse for Lawrenson during a World Cup game when he made a comment about a Swiss player that was seen as sexist. He literally asked him to wear a skirt and sit back home because he wasn't able to play well that day. This really angered a lot of people and added to the growing criticism of his commentary. The whole situation highlighted important issues about how female athletes are treated and the need for equality and respect in sports. It also made people think about the responsibility of commentators and how their words can shape public opinion, stressing the need for them to be more careful and considerate in what they say. However, it's important to consider that Mark Lawrenson's style was always blunt and direct, which many fans appreciated for its honesty. While his comments were seen as inappropriate by some, he didn't intend to offend or belittle anyone. Lawrenson's long career in football and broadcasting shows that he has a deep love for the sport and its players. Mistakes happen, and this incident served as a learning opportunity for him and others in the industry to be more mindful of their words. In conclusion, Mark Lawrenson's career in football has been impressive, both as a player and a commentator. Despite some controversies, his love for the game and his contributions to football are undeniable. The discussions around his comments have helped raise awareness about the importance of respect and equality in sports. Mark's journey shows that we can all learn and grow from our experiences, and his passion for football continues to inspire many fans around the world.